squeaking. I haven't fixed them.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem. So, Chinese? Chinese track. SGS60 Sebring. See Jason's here. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's Ben's stuff. Surprised it's nighttime already. I know we're getting kind of close.
Yeah, I'm here, Ross. I'm just on mute because I cannot find push to talk on the phone anymore.
Oh, wait, on the phone?
Like, all right, so I had an option for push to talk, and now it doesn't exist anymore. I just have mute and unmute, and the rest of my little buttons and functions in that area of Discord, they just don't even. It doesn't exist.
Do you want a headset? I have an extra one I can send you.
It's not that. It's that. Like, well, I guess if I was hitting the button there, but it was just weird because I had the fucking option to do it and used it one race from not long ago, and then I could not find it again. So it's more, it bothers me knowing it was there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
thanks.
that makes sense. And yeah, it's I have an extra one. Apparently, George had even gotten me one to replace the one I currently have, even though all it needed was a new battery. But that wouldn't even be that one. It would. I had a totally different one that ended up coming with my current laptop as one of those upgrade package things or something.
Yeah.
Where it's like how you can, like when you're buying something from a particular vendor, it's like they bundle in like, oh, here are like some free games and other crap. But
Yeah.
it's like, cool, thanks. I didn't need any of that, but sure, stuff's free. I'm already paying for it anyway, so why not?
No, I'm actually using it. I have a headset on. What I would like to actually find is something that I found not long ago, and then when I went to buy it, it was gone, and I haven't seen it since. And I mean, I'm sure I can find it online. I just haven't looked. But is some little small, just earpiece with a mic inline for the phone, because it needs to be one ear. The headset I use for Crew Chief is just one ear, but it's like, it's like a one-sided headset. It's made for like taking calls and shit like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's great for crew. It always has been. I just don't use Discord on the PC anymore. I've been using it. I've been in here on the phone when we're racing.
Well, we can chat with your lady then too while you're
Yeah, she was asking if you could hear in the background.
Sometimes if the racing sounds get pretty intense, you can't hear much of anything.
Right. Especially in these cars.
Especially these cars.
Yeah. And the one I'm driving anyway.
What do we got for times? Damn, Scar Pope with 306. It's going to be tough to beat. New Ferraris were going to be high up the order.
My fastest lap's like 10 seconds off that. The wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be feeling
Imagine
pretty
how
good.
I feel in a Julia.
Julia. Where are you at?
I'll keep you company back there, man.
You're sitting 7th. It's top 10, man. It's not. That's overall. You're second
Big
in class.
Big
Yeah,
class.
second in class. What more could you ask for besides first?
I don't know. There's like 10 seconds between me and first.
So, I was watching a video while trying to fix my H-shifter issue a while back, and the guy talked about actually made a lot of sense as to why it would be the way it is. Basically, it was creating misshifts, and he had the same problem I did, where it's like you open it up, you do the whole tape fix thing where you throw some tape on the other side of the sensor board, and it works for a while and then doesn't. He's like, what I think is happening is just the act of opening it up gets it so that way you like clear out some of the like metal shavings and debris and stuff that ends up getting in there. And he's like, what I did was I went through with like contact cleaner, isopropyl alcohol, that fun stuff, and just clearing it out really hardcore. Oh, Matthew, you tricked me.
Sorry, man.
And you basically just clean it off from all the like metal bits that come about from pretty aggressive shifting, which is exactly what was happening in my case. Oh shoot, I was supposed to be braking there. I keep seeing Alfredo's name, and I keep thinking it says Alfredo Carbonara. And I'm like, that can't be real. And then I actually take a second to read it. What am I doing?
Radio check.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Should be evening by now.
It is in Sebring.
It's still morning down here.
Well, that's a different story down there.
Uh-oh.
5 more minutes.
How is the East Coast doing for you?
Me, I'm on the southern coast.
Oh, I thought you were Adelaide.
Yeah, Adelaide to southern.
It is Southern Coast, Pete.
Yeah, but it's on the east side-ish.
Yeah, it's like Texas, man.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's
so.
huge.
You know what? I'm thinking of Melbourne.
And that's a little
Yeah,
farther east and north of there.
That's a good 10 hours away.
My sense of geography with Australia is basically supercars.
They go to Western Australia.
They do. Perth.
Talk about distance.
I'm looking very much forward to running Lakeside Corn Park for that.
Orange Park is really epic. I love that track.
Yeah,
It's
we've
so
talked
good.
about that recently.
They don't forgive, do they?
Sorry.
How many laps is a race?
1.2 hours.
1.2 hours. $1 billion.
Yeah, as far as laps go, I'm not 100% sure. I could probably.
I'm guessing
Calculate.
26, 27.
Corvette can basically do it all in one tank.
And that thing's faster out here too.
It is. Well, and so much of it is just straightaways. It's hard not to be.
Yeah, you think the old school version of Sebring's nice and twisty, then you forget longer straights.
These old county roads, connector roads and stuff that we can on the track. Oh man. Those tires are really hard too. The ones coming out of the corners. Come on, turn. Well, that's going to be a terrible lap.
They all are until about halfway through the tank. Although you're in Shelby, you got a nice small little tank, don't you?
Yeah. Makes me want to tip over one of those drums so I can start filling up halfway through a lap. You basically get 8 laps. And that's it.
That might be a two-stop race.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe even a splash at the end.
Wow. The whole sector is 3 seconds off. Evening. Getting down to these corners, it just feels like you're trying to stop a bus.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the difference between the classes is a lot of fun.
Shit, I'm getting long stroked by 2 guys from Division 1.
Well, hopefully you had fun in the process.
Without grease.
It's not fun.
Well, if I can only figure out the corners. I set up the second to last corner like Sunset, and that didn't work out too well.
I was just happy to see Ross make the same mistakes I was when he was on the server yesterday.
Yeah, it took a while to figure out where the hell I was going.
It just feels like natural to take that turn 13, I think it is, nice and wide. That third last corner.
There's so much runway out there to be taken. It's like, why wouldn't you?
No invite.
Yeah, my tires barely lasted a stint. Ross. Hope yours last longer.
They definitely like to wear out.
I thought it was just because the car was getting low on fuel, but it wasn't. Low on air.
that time game.
Yeah, welcome to Florida.
The aliens have arrived.
This is crazy.
Not as crazy as the 65 race.
Stars are coming out.
Yeah, I was glad when I saw George pop in here and the rain that definitely disappeared. Any chance of rain. Then he disappeared, so he did his job.
Yeah, he was complaining about not having a setup or anything, and can't arrive and drive, blah blah blah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh God.
Well, I've almost caught Alfredo. Ben, on the other hand, is a different story. Trackmeister.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Oh, that happened the instant that I got Discord. So.
Uh-oh. Well, before you disappear, thanks for the great track. Looks good.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, awesome work, mate.
I especially like that the bales move out of the way when you hit them.
Some of them.
It's technically 98. No, 99. There are a couple of jokers.
Couple of jokers. As in filled with cement or nothing?
Worse than that, clowns.
I haven't hit one of those 55-gallon drums yet, though. We'll see what that does.
Severe damage to your life.
Yep.
Insurance plan.
Does it light up on fire?
Yeah,
That would be
something
cool.
does.
Yeah, your ego does.
Putting a story together for those. They found a shed with them, and they weren't on any itinerary. And they're curiously heavy.
Sweetest drive. For now.
Yeah, George dropped in here earlier and then he left, so that was that was what did it.
Whoa, someone missed turn one a bit.
That may happen more often.
A lot.
Especially at night.
current forecast is looking like we'll get rain for the real 12 hours next week as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't mind. I only mind if it's wet on Sunday when we have to pack up camp. That sucks.
Let's see if I can shave off a tenth, at least get in front of Alfredo.
This is pretty cool. Looking on Google Maps, I see that Selma Warehouse Street and Green Park Boulevard still exists.
But not as part of the track.
Correct. Now, Green Park Boulevard is a ramp to the airfield, where a bunch of garages are. But the traces of the road still exist.
Ben just kills me through the twisty bits.
He does know his track. $86 Damn. Yeah, let me get out of your way. Goodness. Alright, a little under 5 minutes left before the driver's brief. Books. You know, should have done a standing start.
It's not too late. Maybe we can save it for Saturday?
I think he meant because there weren't that many people here.
Well,
Do it
there could be-
regardless.
I mean, yeah, I would.
The real race had a lot.
I had an extraordinary amount. The only reason why I probably wouldn't is I don't think Ben actually set up that formation.
Oh, blame Ben.
Well, not to blame Ben. It's he was kind of
He wasn't
busy
supposed to.
making the track. It's only something I even thought about later on because I'm like, wait a minute, they did a Le Mans start at this place.
Yeah, hell, let's just do that. You gotta get 15 feet from your sim rig.
I mean, if you want to be full realism.
Seatbelt's not required. Hope I gave you enough room there, bro.
I don't give myself enough room. I won't delete this lap.
Man, that's a funky transition to the asphalt.
Yeah, it is. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and do the driver's brief.
No!
So I would ask that all drivers please leave the circuit at this time. Please exit the circuit and return to the garage. We are doing the driver's brief.
1 second.
1 second. 1001. 1 second. All drivers, please return to the pits.
Yeah.
Or non-brief driver's brief.
That fence is solid now.
Okay.
Felipe, please return to the pits. Oscar
They
Danko.
They just put a new second gear in my car. I have to test
Disrespecting you, Ross.
Time to drop the hammer.
Okay. Thank you all for coming to a wonderful 1.2 hours of Sebring on the 1964 World Sportscar Championship for VHSC.
1.2.
1.2. Yeah. Did I not say that? 1.2. Oh, a bit of drizzle starting. Wonderful. We're gonna get going here. Make sure you're on Discord for race instruction. You don't have to talk, but make sure you can listen. I ask that you remain silent during qualifying and race, except for safety messages, and no console messages if you could, please. Driver aids are clutch and lift and blip only, and whatever's on board. If you have driving aids on board, it's probably just a cigarette taped to the dash. For qualifying, please respect the hot laps, especially as we're going through, and it's going to be a very long lap. Certainly if you have any Div 1 and 2 cars coming around and taking that lap as you're going out on your hot lap, I understand that you do have an urgency to kind of get going because there's only a limited amount of time, but please do make sure you give them some breathing room. There will be long straights where you can slip on by them and go ahead and move along. So use your head, play it smart, should be good. Race length, like I said, 1.2 hours. It is 5 times. It is 2 times fuel. Everything else is normal. The time is set at 10x, so keep an eye on that. There is weather in the area, as you can see it picking up, so keep an eye on that. Make sure you put your rain tires on. Heh, that's a joke. Starting procedure, we will have a full formation lap, double file. It's a manual formation, so as the, I assume, Division 3 cars are taking off, make sure that you go forward. Leader will run it out. We'll probably keep it around like 100, 120K. Probably should be good, but we'll adjust on the fly as necessary. Of course, Div 1-2, when you're back behind there, whoever's on pole, you can leave up to about 10 car lengths to the row in front, that should be all good.
Might not work that way.
What? Well, that's fine. However it works to leave a little bit of space, we'll make it work. So, I'm sorry.
Sorry, the back of the Div 3 field will be around the same place as the front of the Div 1 field. So there might be overlap.
In that case, we'll probably fall back at least on this track for doing what we traditionally do, where we'll separate the classes. We'll allow the Div 3 up ahead. Isn't to say that's where they'll remain, but just for the start, for separation, we'll run that out, and then whatever happens. We'll consult with some of the other admins, since obviously we haven't really had a multi-class quite like this, where obviously there are quite a few strengths on the lower class that exceed those of the class. As you're going around on your formation lap, please, and you're allowed to warm up your brakes. I don't mind a little bit of weaving, but just keep it civil. Don't hit anybody besides you. Just nice and calm. Certainly side to side isn't going to do much to warm up your tires anyway. So drag your brakes a little bit. That's probably fine. It's going to be all you really need. Orange zone is all the way through up to the S's. So coming off the pads, going towards where you get that tower and the tires there. That should be it. It's only lap 1. Track limits are 1 wheel on the track. I'll reset qualifying here, so don't worry about that. The track limits, obviously, it's a tricky one here today, just because of how wide the track is at spots. There is a line that goes around the perimeter on the outside, a white line, so keep an eye on that. That is basically where you want to have your car positioned. So going beyond that can incur a track cut, so make sure that you're backing off for that. The track limits are relaxed a little bit because they are fairly tight normally. You're probably going to get a lot of warnings, but if you're not abusing it, then it should not bite you. Currently it's set at 4. I actually haven't gotten any cuts against me where it's actually had them stick. I don't know about anyone else, but maybe I'm not driving fast enough.
You're bragging.
Anyway, I'm just saying, it's been pretty good. There is no pit road speed limit. As you're coming down, of course, it is a short pit road. It is a tight pit road. So please use caution as you come down it, because anyone who's on there is probably not moving near as fast as you are. So keep an eye on that. We will do a pit box check after qualifying during the warm-up, just to make sure everybody is aware of where they are and how quickly they need to stop. These trains need a lot of room to stop. Strongly recommend that you have your auto headlights on and auto wipers on. If you don't have them mapped, obviously the headlights are a bit more important. We will be going into darkness. Please do not get disqualified because your headlights are off. At 10x, it will disqualify you very quickly. So either just turn them on, leave them on, set it to auto, or if you really want to play the realism game, you're rolling the dice. So all I'm going to say. Blue flag. Basically, treat any blue flag car as though you're racing them normally, except the only difference being that the blue flag driver is not allowed to take a defensive line. Both drivers have a responsibility for making a clean pass. And of course, the passing car has a little bit more responsibility, making sure that they are setting up the pass responsibly. Golden rule of racing. Of course, if you cause an incident or gain an advantage, through track extension or through contact, please cede that advantage either by giving the position back or slowing back down a little bit. The track coach should manage the latter part of that a little bit. And if you feel you've been wronged, or your race has been compromised, or someone else is taking advantage directly in conflict with you, you're always allowed to file an IRR, and the stewards will check it out and execute severe judgment. There are no penalties for this race that I'm aware of. John, feel free to correct me, or Tom, if there are some that I am missing.
No penalties.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, any penalties that happen, any DQs or black flags that happen during the race, I am unable to clear. Same with qualifying during practice or warm up. I can probably help you out, but just try not to do that if you could. If you get stuck while you're out on the race, don't hit escape. Control delete, hop out, come back in. Obviously, you need to finish at least 50% of the race in order to score points. So we want to make sure that you can do what you can, because points are rare. Plus, you want to enjoy all the time you can get out on this track. So even if your lap's down, there's a chance to come back. And at least, if nothing else, it's practice for Saturday. So like I said, we will be doing a pit box check here after qualifying, which I'm going to go ahead and restart weekend, clear out the rubber file. Why can't there just be a restart?
It will.
Qualifying.
To be
Should
fair,
be a restart session.
I think the rain was going to get rid of a lot of our rubber anyways.
Yeah, restart session will do it for you. Preserves the rubber. But yeah, rain will cause a problem.
Restart session does not exist.
Restart.
Weekend. I meant.
Restart qualifying. I think you can type it.
Also, not an option. We've been through this.
It's a bummer to lose the rain.
Oh, I'm thinking of AC.
I thought there was for. Let me check. I thought there was a command.
Yeah, no.
Nah, it's restart race. That's about all.
I thought there was.
No, it's just next session, next event, and restart weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, very eloquent of them to program that kind of stuff that way. What a bunch of morons. All right, how do I save the, where's that option?
You won't be able to load it.
Why?
Because you can't do it from the UI.
Yeah.
How do we do this before, though?
You have to go out and do it in the server after you get it back over to the server. You have to save it for yourself, port it over to the server, put it into the server, and then use it when you restart the instance.
Wait, I have to restart this.
Correct. You
have to restart the instance. So you have to go back into the instance through the. You can't do it through UI. You have to do it through the instance, and you basically have to cycle it back to restart with the new rubber.
All right, so we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We're just going to restart the session or the weekend.
That's too much trouble there. Restart the weekend.
Yep.
It's rainy anyway.
Exactly. Everyone's going to be dealing with the same issue. It's fine.
Not going to hurt my racing any.
How hard is it to program a restart qualifying? I mean, seriously. What the
Add
hell
it
is
to
wrong
your
with
list of things to do.
Just unbelievable.
Just went
Everyone's
to
still
45%
here.
rain.
We got to
You
turn this
just do
into
your
a better
briefing.
quarter at one point, don't we?
You time your briefing to be just before qualifying starts. It's another one to do it.
Yeah, George.
Good luck, Div 1 and 2.
If there weren't a lot of other considerations we have to worry about. Plus, I was trying to hold out a little bit for you.
I was keeping track of time, just trying to see the track before I learn it.
All right, Div 1, 2. Track
Get out
is
there.
yours. Good luck.
It rained.
We're doing
really
the
good luck.
Pit box or later?
That's after. Only George does it.
Okay.
So weird order.
Is it?
Oh, crap.
It's the 1-2 boys.
Oh. Good luck, dudes.
I love the wipers, Ross.
Thank you. I do too. I love their hit singles.
I'm going to get soaked.
Yeah, those open cockpits, huh?
I'm going to need a bucket.
Your Division 3 at the track.
Did 1-2 right now.
There's 2 on track though.
Don Hunter, please exit the track. Thank you, sir. Craig Gallagher, please exit the track.
Sorry, Matt.
3 may line up. Craig, you are on DQ. Please wait until the Div 3 session starts. Div 1 and 2, please complete your session. Div 3, take it away. Should not have any Div 1-2 cars coming through.
Give you a big gap, Lanny.
believe that's it. Okay. Well, congrats to JT for pulling it out with Oliver Day right behind you. If that dude can actually keep it on the track, he might make it to pro. Right, Oliver? Come on, man. And Ben Borman, of course, down in Div 1-2. Well done. With John chasing him down. And then Mika Locke on the M side. So yeah, obviously very challenging conditions out there for everybody. Let's do a pit box check. So call your pit, pull out. Should be fairly close to where you are, but not necessarily.
So I've got to do a lap.
Go ahead, Don.
You don't need to do a lap if you back up and then wait for it to clear the. Do not go back.
Or you can just go for a tour around the block. Turn right or turn one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you could do that. What's going on up here?
Where are you going, George?
I'm trying to go in front, in front, but there's not. Oh man, navigating.
Right at turn one.
Yeah, just.
Oh, is there a double stacking? Like, oh no. Oh, nice. Oh, you changed the pitch cruise to.
Are you going out, Brian?
Genius side. Nice.
Yeah, I guess these are the new ones.
Yeah, it doesn't look like what I think you tried to do.
It looks about right, actually. I don't know why there's white around the cusp, but okay.
My crew
You
doesn't
try to
have
make
the.
them do what?
oh,
Have
go
like a white overarms?
No, they're supposed to be like a light blue.
Yeah, Philip, could you just move out of the way for me? Thanks.
Neither of my crewmen look like Ross. I'm a little disappointed.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Hold on, Brian.
Could you ask them to take their caps off?
Though the guy on the left does have a good stash.
I think these were pulled from the original Alpha crew in the 71 mod. The Ferrari crew was smoking cigarettes. I thought that was maybe a bit much for the 60s.
Cigarettes was not a thing in the 60s.
Well, for as much petrol as they're spilling all over themselves in the cars, I thought it was a little unsafe.
I'm pretty sure a couple smoked in the cars.
It's amazing anyone survived that day.
Well,
right.
when you're driving those kind of tracks, it's kind of the least of your worries.
We got the
No sharing?
Santiago.
I'm with Alfredo.
Santiago. Where are you going? You doing a whole lap? Ben, how many pit stalls do we have here?
You have 52.
Alright, so I know Santiago didn't leave, but someone else may have. But I'm going to say let's go ahead and go for it. Chances are probably in the favor. We'll just go ahead and use the time we have since it's a longer race. Let's go ahead and we will execute at 12 minutes to go. So go ahead and get a lap and make sure your stuff works.
Make sure our junk works, huh?
Yeah, get used to this. We have cars in front.
Hey, Ross.
Yes.
When are you moving it?
12 minutes to go.
Yeah, I gotta go bleed the lizard. I'll be right back.
John, I'm really regretting you painting your car gray right now.
Oh, wow. Suddenly, Susan.
Sean, that's a barrier.
Oh no, Matthew. Oh wow, that's a lot of Matthew. Oh man, it's like...
Yeah, my mic was muted, so you didn't hear me. I didn't paint this car. It's one of the base ones.
Well, you're pretty much invisible with the spray.
Yeah, probably.
Really?
Just like to point out that taking the Porsche's grade is not a good idea.
Nor would I imagine British Racing Green does all that well out here right now.
It does feel at home in the damp.
Starting to think the Italians are on to something.
So a note with these cars in the wet, there is no too slow.
Slow is fast.
Slow is surviving. This rain is supposed to drop off fairly soon.
I'm enjoying it. Finally, understeer setups give like great dividends here a lot.
So I just touched the track limit with one tire and I got a warning.
You're gonna get a lot of those. They are relaxed though, so it should...
Well, it told me the lap won't count.
The message did or crew chief did?
The message did.
Did he want us Division 3 slow cards go up to the back of the
I think it should stay as they qualified due to mixed conditions.
Yeah, if it was gonna stay dry, I would say separate, but yeah, we will as is. Felipe is gonna take his own way.
I put the odds of Ben leading before the hairpin at 60%.
Oh, Ross, that post-processing that you told me to put it at high, oh my fucking god, that's awesome. Like, I can see finally the water and stuff. Now, that's fucking driving. That's super cool experience.
We'll go wait a little bit longer here till 10 minutes because I know there's a couple people left.
George, always amazes me that you're still learning on this.
Well, no, I think I had it high, but then I forgot that I actually turned it low because Jerry told me for the driver tags for the TA2 that we couldn't see them.
Yeah.
And then I forgot it was on low. So when I was doing share screen, and then Ross saw that, it says like, pop that up to high. Like, oh, okay. So that's what it's doing. Because I thought the rain effects and the rain, I had that ultra, but it didn't do anything unless you have the post effects high. So it's...
Yeah, it's a weird kind of
The
thing.
settings of this thing is so fucked up.
I don't know about you guys, but I am drifting all of bit 10 and 7.
Just that one? That's the only one?
Just that one.
The other ones I can usually kind of straighten up the car at least at some point.
Wait a minute. Which one is 7? Is the hairpin?
Big Ben before the hairpin.
Oh, no, that's dangerous.
The long right-hander? Yeah, no, that entire thing is slimy.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that'll go slow.
Okay, well, everybody, I hope everybody's back. We're going to go ahead and move things on to the race. Get this thing over with. Next event. So, as a repeat of what we just discussed, you will hold your current qualifying position. There is no moving up in class to with your class or anything. You're just going to proceed in the position you're in.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh,
Ben does have it set up for a Le Mans start.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I think we should totally do that.
If it was
you guys
dry,
wanted...
I agree, but
I'm thinking to do it for Saturday. I didn't know that we had that.
Let's do it Saturday. I vote for it.
I'm down with
or
it.
Or at least throw up a poll, have it run its course by Thursday or Friday, but...
All right, so we are going to proceed with the double file.
Odds are left or right?
Odds we left. Okay, 5 seconds. Well, it's not raining as hard. Man, look at those wipers all over the place.
There's a formation lap, dudes.
Yep, formation lap. Make sure you go in your position.
I already got hit.
You know, it's one of those days where I feel like if you just chill at the back and just take it slow, you're gonna get a lot of positions.
Sorry, odd numbers are on which side?
Left.
Left side,
left.
please.
It's getting soaked.
And as we're coming around, make sure that if things are tight in certain areas, you give some room. You don't have to be right next to each other. You can zipper as necessary. And while you're thinking of zippers, let's make sure we thank Ben Borman and Don Fryman for their wonderful work on this beautiful track.
Wait till the race is over.
No, it's still beautiful, regardless.
Yeah, you just need some rain, that's all.
It is a thing of beauty.
They work their asses off. I don't mind saying that on the air.
I get credit for being the first one that went into that asphalt road tested where it was not optimized mesh. I was ripping my hands apart.
Sure.
Oh, Philippe.
Don't worry, Felipe, it's a long reconnaissance lap. Hurry up.
Yeah, you can probably make it.
Yeah, we should turn off my discarding, then yes, my race. Well done.
Don't worry, I think you can rejoin before we take the green. Because
No,
I'm not...
rejoin. I want to be back 10 laps back.
I think it'll only be one.
One, yeah.
Yeah, keep talking.
I'm not
Full
exceeding
race.
100, so...
Talking race.
He left.
I think so.
Now Flash Mob can get in.
It's Flash Mob. I've seen him multiple times come into the server. Like looking at the back of Ryan's car, the Pink Panther thing comes to my mind. Now it's stuck.
Good looking ride.
Yeah, I told him that. I think that's the most beautiful green car I've ever seen.
Also, the easy to see today.
Can I make a request? You can ask to get the headlights on, even if it is not. You know, like if you guys have it, just put them on for now, so we can actually see the cars in front.
Yeah, I got mine on.
Well, there's no grip on the outside.
Nope.
Is there on the inside?
Nope.
There's considerably less on the outside. Just went on a bit of track that I don't normally do, and yeah, nothing happened. I just carried on going in a straight line.
Get a hay bale under your car. That might get you some grip.
Join. We're still in the formation lap.
Yeah, load your setup. Oh no, they're not on the Discord yet.
Load your setup.
Yeah, we're not even pointing at sunset yet. Or a U-turn, I guess.
You know, my fear is that by the time we reach the start-finish line, this thing is going to be completely soaked.
Nah, rain's lessening.
Yeah, 15%.
Yeah, but the cars are not going at the other side of the circuit.
Says you for
Yeah. I wonder if you press the escape.
Okay, as we're coming towards the end, make sure you close up the gaps here.
Everything look good behind?
I think we're okay.
Oh, I saw JT's tent over there to the right.
Be careful on the first lap. Remember, your race starts when you cross the line, which is that tower after the bridge on the left.
Good luck on.
Have a good one, everybody.
Go ahead, Don.
Nice.
Yeehaw!
I believe that's everyone.
2 liters left.
Yep, that's it.
I'm glad I
Alright,
put in a
well,
little extra.
I had
well done,
0.1.
JT. Well done, George. Well done to Alfredo. I caught the back end of something there. And Brett, or I'm sorry, John Uyan. Sorry, it's Junior.
I'm used to it, sorry.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so that was pretty wild.
That's another thing.
I'd like to exchange my spare tire for another 20 liters of fuel, if I could, please. Probably fit about 20 liters of fuel in the tire.
20 liters. Did you try to save from the beginning? No.
Well, in the rain, you couldn't do anything but save.
Yeah,
You couldn't touch the car.
I thought it's gonna be like a straightforward go for the Shelbys. You had to go because you have to make 2 pit stops, so you had to just utilize the pace. But
yeah,
in the rain, I thought, okay, maybe they have the pace, but maybe they go in the rain and they just save it and make it on 1. It's gonna be close. Then I saw you coming in just about halfway, and I'm like, maybe he's gonna make it.
no. I'd have had to probably shave about a second, half a second off of each lap. Yeah, but there wasn't, I wouldn't have been able to do it. C2, unfortunately, was just way too planted in the wet.
But it's the heaviest car of them all, right?
Yep.
It's a boat. It excels in
sliding
wet
off a track.
conditions.
It's a boat.
I kept pressing the F button on my steering wheel, but unfortunately the submersible didn't kick in.
Yeah, I was just rowing down that back straightaway, sail up and everything. It was fantastic.
I don't know, it was Mike who kept coming on during the race, but that was pretty annoying.
Mike?
Yeah, there was a sound in the background. The guy's scratching or itching or something. I don't know what he was doing, but
Yeah.
and it happened every time I was coming through the last corner.
Alfredo's mic was triggering every so often.
Hey, Scar. He's there.
Hey, George.
Did you lose a lap there because of your cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you decided to just watch me or help me out or with my line and lap time by having you behind me?
I was just using your lights to make sure I didn't make that mistake again.
What's that?
I was just using your lights to make sure that I could see further.
Oh my god.
Because I was, what happened was I just lost it before that chicane. I think it's.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then I ended up well past getting back on there, and I'm like, if I go back on there, I'm going to be like at an angle and hit someone. So I'll go the long way and just take it really slow. And it didn't register a lap, so I'm like, all right, well, that's my race done. I'm just going to follow George.
Because you had way more pace, but then I thought in the beginning you tried to just not pass because you felt like bad because you were blue flag, but like I was like, you clearly had way more pace than I did, so I was like, so he should just feel like his race is over, so he's just hanging it out just there, like playing with me, or what? I was trying to figure it out, but. Hey, thanks, because you pushed me a little bit, so I managed to make my fastest lap times in front of you.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I was hoping I wasn't putting you off by doing that because I was just like, all right, I'm not catching the other Div 3s. I might catch the Div 2s, but I might also bin it and screw someone else's race. So I'm just going to take it easy and, get used to this at night because I'm going to see a lot of similar situations in the Alpine on Saturday.
Well, the night is gonna be tough if you have like cars being off, because then the headlights are pointing in some direction that you're not expecting it, and then you lose the corner, right? Because they're pointing to you, so you get kind of like lost, disorientating, I guess is the word.
Yeah, that's another thing I was considering where I was coming back on. If I came back on after the right, I would have done that to someone because they've been like, "Why is there lights coming towards me?" So I was like, "Nah, I'll just go on." But nah, it didn't register a lap. But that's cool. I also didn't put my lights on in quali, so that's why I started at the back.
Oh, that's why.
It's one of those days. It's over 35 today, and I just can't think. So that's what I'll do.
JT, how many races have you won with this Corvette?
Both of them.
And he won, I think, also the. Did he win
all of them?
the pre-season or no? He was very
No.
close. Okay, all right. So that was.
Brian was up there. He was in 5th, I think. Yeah.
Need to check that fuel tank on that vet.
Yeah. Well, anybody who wants it, they can take it. He's the only taker. So.
Yeah, come join me.
I think
It's awesome. You get a little white captain's hat. You get boat shoes.
Targa Florio, we'll see how much of an advantage he has.
Hey man, but in Targa Florio, we're all gonna get fucked. I was sitting with Ben when in the beginning of the race. Ben just been behind me, and he was just like hauling ass. And the only thing I had was like the straights and coming out of the straights, that was putting him lap time. And then in every corner, he was goggling up that 1 second or 2 seconds I gained in the straights. And I was like, if this continues to rain, I soon will have to let him go.
It would have been more if there wasn't a Ferrari in the way.
Was it a pink Ferrari?
No, it was me.
Need a beer after that one.
Mine was definitely in the way of Ben a couple of times, that's for sure.
Ben, what happened to you, Ben?
Trying to get too fast.
Disconnect.
Ugh.
Ben!
So we started the same game again now?
That Ben BOP sucks.
I thought we had that. Yeah, I thought we had that fixed last season, and then from 2 seasons ago, I remember. Now it's coming back.
Wait, which BOP?
The Ben BOP.
The Ben BOP.
It was a joke because he's so quick, so he gets a disconnect too.
I was texting something up.
Yeah, we know.
John, you won your what, huh?
Yeah, it was. The others were unlucky. Ben,
nice.
Something happened to Ben, and I actually I made a mistake. I took tires, which I didn't have to. Still, the others had some problems, I guess. Definitely, Micah had a problem.
Yeah, I was behind you until I smacked the tires going through the chicane, wrecked the front end.
Oh, okay. That explains.
And then I ended up taking tires when I didn't want to.
Yeah.
That was a blast having the rain at first.
Definitely made it fun.
Slowest battles that I had for a while.
But I was worried about the track limits because the warning comes up very quickly.
Yeah, he relaxed
unnecessarily, but it didn't give any penalties.
Yeah.
It was only an issue when it was drying.
I got a couple of points going through that into turn 13, I think it is. That little kink. If I did the inside of that and then didn't stop before the 200 or 300 mark, whichever one of the first one was. Yeah, I think it's 200. That's when I got cut, but otherwise it was pretty clean.
Yeah, I could still nab you, but I would say that other than just kind of making you leery about it, there wasn't. I mean, I didn't really see any way taking advantage other than swinging way out, and usually it would catch you for it.
People were definitely taking advantage. First bend, second bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's hard to stop in those two as well. I don't think I made it through there properly in the rain at all. I think it was.
But in the rain, you were going too slow.
3 Ferraris went off in that first corner as well, off into the grass. I just
I
followed
saw
them
that.
behind.
I saw that. And I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah, beginning of qualifying was fun to watch because it made me immediately think of what was it, Mexico for the Group C's when they had the waltz music playing for when the cars
Oh
were in the
yes,
wet and
yes,
just
yes, yes, yes. I remember.
spinning around all over the place. It's like, oh my god. Apparently, it's wet out here, and it
No,
was.
I just didn't expect. And it was not all places. In the concrete, it was bad, but in the back part, the wet surface was kind of okay. But the concrete was, as in reality, which is that was very cool to see. It was terrible. So I remember I was like third gear, and the tires were still spinning.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is gonna go? Are we ever gonna get traction?
Upshift, bro. Upshift.
Yeah, but I was like 3 gears up, and then I went into fourth, and it's like, okay, the car's like, whoa, okay, like. I was halfway throttle too in third gear, but still spinning. So. Yeah.
No. We have to remember to turn live weather off for Targa Florio.
Oh.
Yeah.
It unfortunately will crash if you have it on.
Yeah. But the way I do it is I take the forecast and then I script it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is scripted with a chances. So.
Would you imagine
Targa
fully wet?
Targa Florio. Yeah, you're just gonna go very. There's an interesting thing. So it's gonna be very wet. If it's gonna be very wet, it's gonna be very slow, which means that now you're thinking of if you can make 2 laps in a same fuel tank. So, like, there is. I think I haven't like fully thought about it, but there is a possibility of a strategy there if you go slow enough to just escape the pit stop. But yeah, it's interesting.
Suggestion for Saturday. I don't know how feasible this is. Could we slow the time acceleration down?
We can, but
so start the race later. Slow the acceleration down, so you still get the
transition.
The transition, but the transition doesn't happen on one straight.
So that would be. Hold on, if we do it halfway.
It lasted like 1.5 straights.
Yeah, so it was 10:30. So if we.
I think if you start at 5.
3:30. So that would be 3:30. So we started 3:30 p.m. Game time, and we put it at 5x instead of 10x.
I was thinking more 2x.
Why 2x?
Because then you get a proper transition and around.
No, 5x is decent because we had 5 in
Daytona.
Yeah, we had 5 at Daytona, and that was pretty okay.
But that was still a really quick transition.
It was not that bad.
Do
less
4x?
than a lap.
What about 4x?
How about 1 times? Start at 6. Okay, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. So okay, I'll put it at 5. So and then start at 3:30 or something, so we have a little bit of sun up. If it's not gonna be raining again.
Standing start?
I don't know about that one. I like the standing start idea a lot. But I don't know if the people that we have in the league are ready for it yet.
Well, we did it.
Especially with the Le Mans start there. Woo-hoo.
We did the Le Mans start at Le Mans for the 71s.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. At Le Mans, we're gonna definitely do it, but that's also 5 races in. Second race in with 49 cars.
Put up a poll in the info channel. Tag everybody. Let it run until Thursday or something like that, and go from there.
Be very thrilling.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer the question of if they are ready or not.
Well, that's why Thursday instead of Friday.
we were starting a formation lap today, and I still got bumped and got hit, and I think John Mayer too.
I think that's because
So-
somebody thought that it was a standing start.
Oh, okay. What does that tell you?
IIRs are fun.
Yeah, well, no.
Because if you're hitting a steward, that's like a double IRR.
It's like attacking the goalie.
It doesn't
I'm
work
not
that way.
exactly sure if I was lined up where I was meant to either, because I was like 18th or something in the queue, and I was DQ'd and last. So
I think 18 was last of the runners.
I see Stephen Miller. Did Steve come in?
Yes,
No, he dropped out.
So he said he wasn't going to race. He said he was just going to watch.
Oh, okay. So, all right. I'm glad they did this. I don't think it helps any for Saturday because the strategy was completely fucked comparison to what it's gonna be if it's a dry race. But it was fun. I think there was a point where it was the dusk period just before the night. That was very atmospheric. It was super cool. I really like that.
Cameras look really cool on the broadcast.
I haven't reached that point yet.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
very
the track
good.
is awesome. Very nicely done. I don't know how much Don did, but
He ported all of the AC stuff in to give the possibility for a mesh to happen. For yeah, so the road surface that you're driving, that's all Ben.
The entire surface.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and then Don did all the surrounding stuff and buildings, trees, grasses, stuff like that.
Okay.
And
And
Ben
he
touched it.
ported those from AC or?
Yeah, from AC.
Well, and other places.
Yeah, I mean that was the first Storm Gang of official conversion from AC, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think not many people talk about this, but including Mr. Ross, but I think you, George, deserve the biggest credit, or equally so, with what's Ben and Don, because you were very adamant about this track, making this track happen.
Well,
because we all know in the beginning how it was. We had no track. You could easily choose the modern Sebring.
Well, yeah,
Mostly do that anyway. So
yeah. I mean the idea there behind that's what I was telling Ross the other day is like I know Ben has been multiple times said that he wanted a historic Sebring, and there have been like a lot of. I know you have said that there was in R Factor 1, and you wanted it, and everybody was talking about it, and even Daytona, right? And we didn't have. And I'm
the
like,
one with the cobblestones, yeah.
yeah, and even Daytona, and you know, like it's fine and dandy when everybody talks about them, but if we were saying, let's say, let's build the tracks first and then we make a 64 series or a 60 series, the series would never happen because the tracks would never be made. We'll always create or find some way to delay them, or something is going to take higher priority and they're never going to get done. But when you put the series up forward and you lock the dates, that's it. That's your opportunity to do it. I mean, either you do them or then it's just not going to happen. So that's, I think, like a kind of a target goal that helps and kind of like pushes people that they really wanted it. That's like this is the one and done opportunity to actually bring those tracks to life, and for a good reason, right? Because like if you bring them, but there is not really any racing that you can enjoy is just bring them in so you can drive at home alone or in a single player. It doesn't. It's not the same. But if you bring them and you say like, well, this is gonna be raced, then we're gonna have like a 50 car grid that is gonna be part of a championship, and this is it, and it goes to broadcast and all that stuff. I think it makes it all more enticing, and it's a lot more interesting as a project, and people are just willing to go do it. And I think that happened with Daytona, and the whole clusterfuck of me trying to just make a track that it was a 2024 spec to a 60 spec, and then of course the dawn that they had to learn how to take an AC track and then convert it to R Factor 2. And then Ben now is in a position that basically he gives us full meshes of roads.
And cameras, man. I'm looking at these things and it really makes it great. I'm thinking like coming off of Qatar and how awful those camera positions and everything were. And then like watching this, this is great because you have like all these cars going by and everything, and then because it's got really long view distances, so you get to see a whole bunch of stuff happening, and then you get great tracking shots as they go by, and you get really long wide shots when they're back on the runways. So, oh man, there are a lot of cars sliding around at this opening.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what makes it cool. So, and now you have a historic Sebring for R Factor 2, and you know that the maiden race on it, or the maiden event, it was a memorable one. So I think that's what makes this whole thing special. Plus it just completes the championship image, the 64. Like, this is I don't know like how you guys felt, but I think like going in when it was dusk, and then you're driving alone trying to catch up cars, and then the gaps are spreaded because that's how those cars were. You can't run them pretty much nose to tail all the time. And then you have the occasional traffic, then you have yourself just going in the periphery, going like where you are completely alone on a runway to back on the start finish straight. I think it was so atmospheric and so cool. It just puts you just a little bit, it gives you just that a little bit of a feeling of what it was back in the 60s. You've always seen it from the videos outside, but you never.
I think it's a little bit more than just a little bit, you know. It's definitely, the immersion is definitely there with the car and the track.
I definitely want to use these cars and tracks for the immersion of doing a multi-drive, definitely 6 hour plus race.
Oh hell yeah!
Well,
so the quality is there.
Nick Hillebrand has definitely expressed some interest in that for some of the long form historic endurance events that he's doing.
I mean, don't get me
As
wrong.
long as we BOP the Lotus, then yeah, I'm all for
it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like when we started VWC, the idea would be to be a complete mirror image of the races in WEC and stuff, but like so long, full duration distances. But obviously, to do that, it's a little bit more of a commitment, and a little bit you need more buying in from people, and more. You need to have like more what do you call it? More critical mass to do this. We're getting there, but maybe on the modern ones, but not quite there in the historics. Like if you look at the historics now, we have what's that? Is the second race, and now we're already under the cap. So the 55, the newly capped, it's still above 45, but I mean, it's a big drop. So I guess you can say that you can argue that if you have 48 people and then you split them into two teams of two, you have 24 cars, so there's racing. Yeah, sure.
I think a long endurance event, it's going to have to be one-offs. You can't do a season's worth.
Ah, I see.
At least in the
It's just
beginning,
not
yeah,
sustainable.
it has to be like that.
You know what I was
And
thinking
with the buzz, then you might be able to get 60, maybe even more drivers together.
You know, I was thinking that that may be an interesting proposal if you, instead of doing a single event, do a series of 4 events or like 5 events throughout the year. So in 1 year, you know, every 3 months you do 1 event, or like every 2 months you do 1 event.
Well, we are Matthew and I are planning that this year, so let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
How much
And then
interest there's going to be. They are 6 and 8 hour events. We were planning 4, but you have to push it back now a little bit. It's going to be after the summer, and you're going to have 3 events.
What was the delay for?
Bunch of logistics and so forth. And but anyway, it's this year is the first year, so we have a few things to figure out. Server is almost ready, so we have a problem with the server. It'll be a separate server.
Oh, you're trying the Amazon stuff?
Server. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
We already have it. The cards are already on the server, but just preparing everything is not easy. So we have GT4 cars that we have to BOP still. I actually need your help on that, George. But
you do or
I
you
know
don't?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Just ballast, adjustments and whatnot. But anyway, it's let's see how much interest we're gonna have for those races. A mini championship.
Yeah.
We'll see. For historics, definitely there should be some interest in endurance racing.
Yeah. But I mean, definitely this is like a different flavor of, instead of forcing like long races that we expect to have a lot of people and cut down in the numbers, you run the entire season so you can have all the circuits that they did go to and experience that. Because I think it creates a lot of memories. It's a very memorable. Like I think a couple of races from 71 come to mind. I think the Targa Florio was one, and then the Nürburgring, all in the wet. That was a pretty crazy race too. So, or the Spa with the accident early on. I think it does create memories, and I think that if you do it in such a way, the way that we do it, I think it becomes kind of unique. And yeah, it's definitely like the one race where you go back and say like, oh, that when we did that time, and that's what keeps it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Getting an international call. I'll be back.
Uh-oh. That.
But thanks, Ben, for the track. I know you worked many hours to do this. But I also know that you really wanted to do this.
Oh yeah, and I've got lots more to do on it.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Oh, you're welcome. It needs to be raced on.
Yeah, thank you, and I can't wait to do the longer races or the shorter races. It's all good. That will be a lot of fun.
Any way that we can add lights to the marshal posts, like the towers and stuff?
That's what I was telling Ben. But
We can Add light meshes so that they sparkle a bit. I'd argue against large omni lights.
Not a large one by any means, just
A flashlight that they would
I,
have,
I'm
like a
just
gas lamp.
imagining. Well,
75
maybe
watt
not
bulb.
that old, but just like like a door light that you'd see over a man door or something on one of those little outbuildings, where you'd be kind of hanging off over the side, and you'd see it off in the distance a little bit as you're getting closer.
Yeah, lots of details like that to go in, but they're just a little more complicated because that's tying the mesh in with the light objects.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great. I would push this into the workshop as it is right now.
There's a ton of stuff that I've done that isn't in. For example, lights that and irritating. Talking about Jerry having that problem with the region file.
No, we found it. What the issue was?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and all of these image textures I ran through a converter to get them albedo matched, and these aren't them. That's why all the buildings were glowing white, and the tires glowing white at the corners.
I just assumed that they were painted.
At some point, it's just picked up the old versions and put them back in, which is irritating.
So do you want to know what is irritating, Ben, at work? When you
What's
pay
irritating?
when you pay $50,000 for a piece of software and shit like that happens. This is what's irritating. When we had given a track from R Factor, which was like some vehicle dynamics course that we wanted, and then you try to run a car, and then the graphics are shaking and flaking, and we told them about it, and then they say, oh, that's because we probably have to update some of the objects into DirectX 11, which we haven't done. And yeah, so that's happening. And then another thing that's happening, so we have an external piece of software that we run our models in R Factor. So basically, imagine how you press play and drive, and then the game starts. Well, we press play and start our model first, and then we press R Factor. So basically, R Factor gets our model in. Oh, it works all fine, and that's been how it's been going for ages. The problem is with 2023A, which is the new release of R Factor. Mind you, we are in 2019B still, and we were trying to upgrade so we can get some of the new perks that they have. In 2023A, if the car is running or it is moving at a high speed and you press escape in R Factor without stopping the car first, the model files are keep writing. The R Factor thinks that the car is still running, and it goes into the cache in the temp file. And every time where you press play after this has happened, it takes 3 minutes to start.
Yeah.
Ay, caramba.
Yeah, exactly. Now go talk to ISI or RF Pro.
Make sure you call them ISI right to their
face.
face.
It's funny because like I did it once and then they didn't like it, and then I was like writing another email, and then my colleague was above it, says like, yeah, if you start that email, dear ISI, that's a great way to start an email pissing people off. So like, well, that's the truth. That's who they are. But anyway, so I don't know. It's a pain. I don't know what frustrates me more: the fact that both pieces of software have the same kind of fucked up issues, or the one that we pay $50,000 and still has these issues? I don't understand which one is worse. But man, there you have it.
So, yeah. So we can load this into the workshop now, right?
No, not yet.
Ah,
But very, very soon.
All right, is there going to be another update before the?
I was just going to ask now. Are you happy with? I'm generally happy with this. There are things that I would prefer to change. So to put modern tree foliage in. What else have I got lined up? Oh, the spectators and cars. Also, lots of LOD out needs to be adjusted. All of those textures that I've put in that aren't there, they need to go in. But this is usable for Saturday, other than the AI update and the extra